Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Good morning, everybody. Cowboy here. It is 8:30 a.m. EST, and we're going to take a look, at least start by taking a look at the NASDAQ. Interesting price action at the end of the day yesterday. A little bit telling, if you ask me. The title of the show was the NASDAQ hanging on, basically. And so I'm going to tell you why I think at least we see some evidence of the NASDAQ not wanting to go down, because it did yesterday. It looked like it was going to go down to the recent lows, and it actually perked right back up. Before we get into that, though, please take a look in the description. There is a free algo. That algo is a very quick video. You see me build an algorithm. Of course, you do have to optimize it before you use it. We teach you how to do that at algofactory.tech. So come join us over there, algofactory.tech. Learn how to trade like a hedge fund pro. Right? And the video is cool. It's really short. You see me build the algo, see me turn it into code using Grok AI. You can use any AI you want to. And then you see me show you the tools that traders use to take that and make that the heart and soul of their agentic AI trading bot. If you want to do the AI agentic trading, right, if that's what you want to do, then you actually need an algorithm as the engine for that. And we teach you how to build those. So let's get into the content here. The NASDAQ had this big move up right at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, I think it was right after the market closed. So let me zoom in a little bit and take a look at more precise time when that happened. So I remember I don't trade that close to the end of the day. And it was actually right before the market closed. And when I say the market closed, I mean the NASDAQ futures. So the close of the stock market is at 4 p.m. EST, and then futures, I think they close from 5 to 6, right? They kind of just rebalance or who knows what. Well, right at 4 p.m. EST, right as the main market closed, you get this big move up, right? Now, before that move up, everything really did want to go down. You see price remember yesterday I was telling you about this big from the 23rd, like Tuesday through yesterday. It was just this big boring chop, and it was chop like we hadn't seen in a while. Hadn't seen any chop like that for a long time, and that's pretty unique for the NASDAQ. And NASDAQ's very volatile. You don't usually see that. And then it wanted to head down, and it looks like at the end of the day, whatever forces did whatever. I don't know if it was artificial, natural. It's probably something we're never going to know. I would bet it was not natural per se, but it was not organic. It was probably important to people who wanted the price to actually not go down. Whatever happened, though, organic or not, price was pushed up very quickly at the end of the market, at the end of the trading day, right? So it may be that we're going to see things like this happen as the NASDAQ wants to head down. So these were all these potential trades that could happen. And it appears that this lower path isn't going to happen. It started to get down there, but it got held up. And it looks like this particular trade, I'm not sure if I would take exactly this trade. You can see I accounted for a move down and then possibly a move back up. The main path going just sideways did not happen. That's what I thought would happen. I'll leave it up there as is. That way we understand, okay, this was what I predicted, and then maybe it didn't exactly go to plan, which is fine, happens all the time. These are just forecasts that I make on a Monday, and then as the week goes on, I take trades. I mean, I take, I like to scalp the NASDAQ. I take 20, 30 trades, throughout the day easily. That's how I actually make money on the NASDAQ. I'm a very in and out trader. I don't really care about these paths except for more than a basic idea of where price is going to go, right? So let's take a look at the information, look at the algo stack. Just want to see, or I should say the indicator stack, just to see kind of what's going on here from a data standpoint. And it does look to me like basically, yes, we're probably going to see in the end, zoom out, more sideways action, right? So more sideways action for the NASDAQ for at least another week or two. Summertime tends to get a little bit slow, although we are starting to see a little more volatility add to the market. But I think that it's just going to be sideways market for a little while. Now, mind you, it's the NASDAQ. They could just simply put a bunch of money into it and cram it up, and it's a midterm election year. So I think the couple of things we can expect is sideways to up. Right now, there's always that chance they do let it fall. And if it does fall, I think the lowest it would go in the near term, it's gonna have to be on a different chart here. I think the lowest it would go near term would be, I mean, it's gonna feel pretty low if it makes it down there. That's gonna be 26,450, right? And it made it about halfway there in that big dump just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. Let's see here. I think that was the low was the 10th of June. So, we're almost at the end of June now. So this was a couple weeks ago when we had the NASDAQ meltdown and it got pretty crazy. So I do think that if it does head down over the next like month or so, it might chop around. And if that did happen, and I don't know that it will, but if it did, it would go down probably like this quick bottom, and then you'll start to see it really start to launch up. But I don't know that we're ever going to see that. I don't know if they can afford to let that happen. We have the SpaceX IPO. We have a lot of things going on where they need to keep the market up to keep people interested. Speaking of which, let's take a look at SpaceX. Yeah, so it's holding above its 135 kind of initial IPO price, which is that blue line right there, but it is not really doing too much. It doesn't look good. This does not look like a bullish scenario here, right? So, this particular, the NASDAQ, by the time it actually hit the NASDAQ, it was at 150, and it's right there, right at that price. So still above the 135 IPO price, but this doesn't really look that inspiring to me. I would be just kind of hanging back. I mean, and look, if you're a long-term investor, you're going to do what you're going to do. If you believe in the company, you're going to do what you do. But I do believe this might need to go through minimally a bunch of sideways, if not a bit of a washout, before we're going to see any major moves up on this. But you know what? I mean, we're in a very strange time, and a lot of money could just be simply crammed into the price. And I did tell people to watch out. After that first move up, a lot of the big money was going to use the hype to maybe exit, maybe just cover their cost basis, and that seems to be what happened. It's without really looking at the flows, I don't pay the $30,000 a month you need to pay for the Bloomberg terminal, so I don't have that kind of data, but I bet you I could easily look it up. Either way, though, I did caution everybody that this might happen, so you got to watch out for such things. We got a little bit of time left. I don't see any requests in the chat. Remember, everybody, like, subscribe. I think something like 60% of the people who watch this are not subscribed, so please do that. That helps out. Share it with your friends. Like, we're the best kept secret out here when it comes to the charts that we look at. Every Monday, I put out a weekly review. It's a weekly forecast, right? And so, I mean, I did predict that price on Bitcoin, for example, would go down to this level, and that is what it did. Now, it started off at this high level. It never bounced up like I thought it would, but it certainly made its way down to that level. And, it wasn't the main prediction, but I'll tell you what, this kind of data is pretty useful. Here's a winner that I put out on Monday. I just told you that, I mean, it literally followed what I thought it would do. And there wasn't really much to predict on the USDC80. This is a forex pair. It's just, there wasn't a lot of data. It's just, it's going to go up, and I don't know the trajectory. And right now it's literally staying within the trajectories that I talked about. And that's a big winner. That's more than a 2-to-1 right there. That's me putting in, let's just pretend I put in $1,000. I'm able to pull out 2,000. And I gave that away for free on Monday. Like, now you're not supposed to just take my trades. It's not in trading or investment advice, but this kind of market data is worth like thousands of dollars. Seriously. The euro, look at that. I mean, I'm literally predicting the path of this thing. This is pretty accurate. Very, very profitable type information. The Aussie, look at this one. Look at that. That's, again, another 2-to-1. I could, just simply, I mean, this is the trade. I predicted that it might do something like this, but this is the trade right here. Like, that's, Tuesday or whatever day it was, I threw this on there, and there it is. This is live for everybody to see. Go back and look at the videos. Receipts are online, right? So these are the kinds of things that we talk about on the show. So like, subscribe, share with your friends, right? And if you want to understand how to predict these things, just come to Algo Factory. That's what we do. We predict where price is going to go. We predict when it's going to get there, and we're right. I mean, look, to be profitable, you got to be right about half the time, because what you do is you put in a small amount of money to take out a bigger amount of money, right? You have a risk to reward ratio that is generous. These 2-to-1 wins like this, right? This is I mean, in the end, this is a 3-to-1. So if I were to let this go all the way to target, if that was possible, that's like putting in pretend $100 to pull out 300. Right now, as it stands, it is a 1.78 to 1. So it's putting in $100 to pull out 178 if I exited the trade right now. So if you're right half the time, but you're pulling out more money than you put in, that's how you win. Okay. So we teach people how to do this. Come talk to us. There's a link in the description. It's going to take you to the free video, put you on our mailing list, and that'll lead you to how to find us, or just simply go to algofactory.tech. Come be a part of it. We charge $100 a month. This is worth, like, our competition starts at $300 and go all the way to $500 a month. We provide way more than that. Plus, we got V the Gorilla on the back end giving us intel, whether it comes through my mouth or whether he comes on the show and talks about it. And he's got boots on the ground when it comes to all kinds of stuff. The guy's on Wall Street, once a week. Lives over there. He does major deals around the world. So we have a lot of good intel, right? Yeah, I know it's, kind of a sales pitch episode, but you guys are missing out. I mean, like last week, every one of these predictions was correct. And most weeks, more than half of these are correct. And then the predictions that I'm not sure about, I don't put up any of my trade ideas. I tend not to take trades unless it's a very clear thing, right? So thanks for watching. I'm going to head over to the private live lab. We're going to go over the charts that people want to ask for. So people in the private live lab, they may have like a favorite stock that they're trading or following, or they just want to know what crypto is doing, what particular crypto is doing what. They might have questions about, what's happening around the world with wars and things like that. We answer all those questions to the best of our abilities, and we do it for as long as an hour. And it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this will be the last show on YouTube and Rumble for this week. So we'll be back on Tuesday, but keep an eye out on Monday. I will drop that weekly report most Mondays. It might be that I don't do it this week. We'll see. I have a lot going on this week. I might have to put it out on Tuesday or just not at all. But almost every Monday I put out a video, a market report. And, we share that analysis for free on YouTube and Rumble. So as I keep saying, like, subscribe. And if you go get the free algo video, you'll be on the list, and I'll email that the newsletter, and I'll attach the market report to that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget,
join us or die.
Just kidding. You're not going to die. We love you.